some confidence.
Hello, my name is Mordecai. Welcome to the Nature and Lifestyle channel.
And it's so exciting. I'm so excited to be here anyway. Welcome to IELT.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Nature and Lifestyle channel. My name is Mordecai. Please kindly subscribe to our channel. I've had a lot of nurses, midwives, mental health nurses slip into my DM asking, Modi, how can we register to work as nurses in the UK? How can we be part of the UK NMC register? Today's video is going to deal with that. I am going to take you through the step-by-step processes that you go through to register with the NMC UK. Don't worry if you have absolutely no knowledge about the registration process, because by the time we end this video, you would understand whatever that you have to do to finish your registration process. I will log on to the NMC UK website and take you through the step-by-step processes the NMC UK has listed on their website. I am actually going to do an example of the registration for you to see. My name is Mordecai. This is the Nature and Lifestyle channel. Please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so, and share this video to other nurses, to midwives, to mental health nurses, to other groups of nurses who want to travel to the UK to work in the health and social care sector. Let's go straight onto the UK NMC website. Guys, this is the UK NMC website, the official UK NMC website, and whatever information you want about nurses and midwives in the UK, you can find it here. All the qualification, all the monies you have to pay, all the examinations that you need, the certificate you have to submit, you can find it on the UK NMC website. Quickly, let's head on to joining the register here. So I click on that, and you see here we have two main options. So join as a nurse or midwife, or you register as a nurse associate. So you either register as a nurse or midwife, or you register as a nurse associate. Now we are going to select this one. Now before I select it, just bear in mind, nurse or midwife. The nurse here is for general nurses, is for nurses who take care of patients with disability, is for pediatric nurses, is for mental health nurses. So whichever nurse that you are, you still have to select this one, okay? So we select here, and the next page is about where we were trained. Okay, so we had our training outside the UK. This is for those who were trained as nurses and midwives in the UK. And here, those in other European countries have to select this option. This option is for nurses and midwives in Switzerland, okay? Nurses and midwives in Switzerland. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to select trained outside the UK. You have to select this one. And when we select trained outside the UK, this is the next page. Check you are ready to register. That get your pre-application checklist. Guys, I have done a separate video about the pre-application checklist. I've done a separate video. Check my YouTube channel. Check the Nature and Lifestyle YouTube channel. You get that video. It's about all the preparations that you have to do, all the documents that you need, all the processes that you go through to register. Okay, I have done a separate video about that. Now let's continue. So here we are going to find out how to join the register. I click on that and it takes me to this page. Register as a nurse or midwife if you are trained outside the UK, step by step. So this is the step-by-step process. This is the initial check place. So you have to check all these things. Now this is the video I did earlier. I have a video on this, so you can watch on the Nature and Lifestyle channel. We're going to skip that and move to the second step. Complete eligibility and qualification application. Complete eligibility and qualification application. This is the first part. This is the first part of your NMC registration. Here, you have to open an NMC online account. Now, let's look at how to open the NMC online account. So, we click on Begin Application, and it takes us to this point. So, to start your application, let's start here. I do advise a lot of nurses and midwives to do a lot of reading before they start the application process. So if you want a general explanation about the whole process, there is a link here you can open, how to register guidance. Now let's move on to the next page. So we are still trying to begin our registration application. And here, please confirm one of the following. I want to register as a nurse, or I want to register as a midwife. If you want to register as any type of nurse at all, general nurse, disability nurse, pediatric nurse, mental health nurse, you select this option. And if you are a midwife, you also select this option. Let's first select the midwife option, then we will return and select the nurse option. So if you are a midwife, you select the midwife option here, and you agree that you've read all about the application, you've understood it. If you already have a UK NMC PIN, you don't have to continue your application. You don't need to reapply again. If you already have your UK NMC PIN, you don't have to reapply again. So here we are going to select that we don't have a UK NMC PIN, and we'll move on to the next stage. Please select country of your nationality, and I'm going to select Ghana here. I'm going to select Ghana. Please select country you trained in. You select whatever country that you trained in, and I had my training in Ghana, so I'll select Ghana. The next stage, we move on to the next stage. This is the selection I've done so far. I chose that I am a midwife, I'm a Ghanaian, I had my training in Ghana, and I do understand all these processes. So I select there and I go on to the next page. On this page, it's telling us to sign up to register with NMC Online. I select that. Now this next page, we will put down our demographic details. So the email address you confirm. Now guys, the email address you use here is the same email address the NMC-UK will use to communicate to you. You have to make sure that this email address is correct, you know the password, and you can access the email anytime. If up to some point you can't access your email, then the NMC-UK can't communicate with you, and this will put on hold your whole application process. I will advise you to use an authentic, a correct email address that you know the password and you have access to it all the time. You also have to make sure that whichever name you put there is the same name in your identification document, and here mostly they do accept the traveling passport. So the name in your traveling passport should be the same name you put down when you are doing your NMC registration. Now the address. When you start your application and during a point you have to call the NMC and make any inquiry, they have to verify your identity. And as part of the process of verifying your identity, they will ask for the address you typed into your demographic details. So just be mindful that you always have to keep the address that you put in memory, so that when the NMC asks for it on phone, you'll be able to tell them. If you are not able to tell them your address, it means you can't verify your identity and they will not respond to you. This is important. I have already done my NMC registration. I have my NMC PIN and I'm currently working as a nurse in the UK. So I don't have to continue from this point, okay? I don't have to continue from this point. Let's go back and select that we are a nurse. Okay, so we are here. We first selected that we are a midwife. Now you're going to select that we are a nurse. When you select that you are a nurse, you have to be specific with which type of nurse you are. So here we have some other specialization in nursing. We have the mental health nurse, the learning disability nurse, the pediatric or children nurse, and we have the adult nurse. I know most of you are adult nurses, so if you are a general nurse, you select the adult nurse. If you are a psychiatric nurse, you select the mental health nurse. You're going to select adult nurse here. We move on to the next process, and it will take you to this page where you have to select the country that is your nationality. And this country here is Ghana. Select the country that you had your training, and I received my training in Ghana. So I'm going to go to the next page. And the next page, so these are the details I've put down so far, and I understand all the process. So I'll move on to the next page also. Here it says sign up to register with NMC Online. You need an NMC Online account. That is why we are here. Now this is where you put down your demographic data, okay? You put down your demographic data. As I said earlier, your email address is very important. Your name should be the same name that you have in your traveling passport, and you also don't have to forget the address that you put here. We have looked at how to create an NMC Online account, so we'll move to the next step. When you create your NMC Online account, you have to prove your identity. Now, in proving your identity, the NMC UK accepts only one identification document. That is the traveling passport. You have to make sure it is a valid one. You also have to make sure the number of months left for it to expire is also not 3 months. Because if it is 3 months, then there is more likelihood that during your application process, your passport will expire, and that is going to put your whole registration process on hold. So you have to make sure you've renewed your passport and your passport has a lot of months or years on it before it expires. After providing your identity evidence, you now have to move on to provide evidence for your registration and your qualification. Okay guys, with regards to providing evidence for your qualification and registration, let me summarize what the NMC UK demands of you. The first thing is whether you've been registered as a nurse or midwife in your home country or not. You need to provide evidence of your training. That is, you need to upload a copy of the original certificate that your training institution issued to you after your training. Make sure that the writing on the certificate is 1, legible, and 2, you also have to make sure that the name that appears on the certificate is the same name in your traveling passport. Now here, be careful of what your school writes on the certificate. Let me give you my personal experience. So I went to the school where I completed my nursing. I went to request for my certificate of training. They issued the certificate to me. I was in a hurry to submit this to the NMC UK. I didn't even look on the certificate at all, only to realize later that what they have written on the certificate is midwifery instead of nursing. I was trained as a nurse, not a midwife. But my school had mistakenly written on my certificate that I completed midwifery. Meanwhile, I was trained as a nurse. Later, I realized this and rectified this mistake. I don't want you to go through the same thing. Check on the certificate and make sure that everything that has been written on the certificate is correct. if you are registered as a nurse or midwife in your home country, you need to upload a copy of your registration certificate. When the NMC in your home country registers you to be a nurse or midwife, mostly they give you a registration certificate. So the NMC UK need you to provide a copy of that registration certificate. If you have never been registered as a nurse or midwife in your home country, and this applies to the students that just completed their nursing education and are not registered with the NMC in their home country and haven't even started working, if you are that person, then you need to provide details of your training institution. If you have been registered with the NMC in your home country, you don't need to provide the details of your training institution. No, you don't need to provide the details of your training institution. If you already have your PIN in your home country, you don't need to provide that. So if you have already been registered, it means you don't need any transcript from your school. You don't need any transcript from your school. Now, this information I'm coming to tell you is specific to applicants in Ghana. It's specific to those in Ghana. I don't know the processes in other countries, but before NMC Ghana will notify NMC UK that yes, you are a nurse of good standing, that yes, you have been registered with them, and so they can go on with your registration. You need to do something. You need to go to Ministry of Health in Accra and buy a clearance form. You bring the clearance form back to the hospital that you are working. Now the hospital head, whether the matron or the doctor or whoever, need to sign, okay, that yes, you are working in that hospital. So they need to sign and stamp on the clearance form. Then you take the same clearance form to the institution that you complete your nursing education. That is the nursing training college or the university that you schooled in, for the principal to also sign and also stamp on it that yes, you completed nursing education there. Then you take that clearance form back to the Ministry of Health in Accra. You take it to the Human Resource Directorate. Yeah, I think that is where you take it. So you take it to the Human Resource Directorate at the Ministry of Health in Accra. Now, when you get there, they will look at if you have served your 5 years. If you haven't served all your 5 years, they'll ask you to pay 2,000 cedis times the number of years you've not served. So example, if you have just completed school and you want to leave to the UK, it means you have to pay 10,000 cedis to the Ministry of Health because you haven't served Ghana. If you serve for 5 years, you pay nothing. So for me, when I was coming to the UK, I didn't pay any money at all because I served for 5 years. That is, I worked as a nurse for 5 years in Ghana before I left to the UK. Be mindful of this. Now, when the Ministry of Health is done with the clearance form, they also have a part that they have to sign. You take that clearance form to the Nursing and Midwifery Council in Ghana, their head office. When you take it to the head office, they will tell you to pay some money in their bank account. After you pay that money, then they will now communicate with NMC UK. Remember, if you don't pass through this process, the NMC Ghana will never communicate with NMC UK. If NMC Ghana also doesn't respond to NMC UK, it means your application is on hold because the NMC UK have to verify your registration from NMC Ghana. So this is also part of the registration process that is not on the NMC website. And again, this is only specific to those in Ghana. Let's move on to the next process. After you have provided your qualification and registration information, you pay the evaluation fee. And the evaluation fee here is £140. Now this £140, remember, you don't pay it to individuals, but you pay it on the NMC website. And guys, this is the first money you'll be paying during your registration process. So you have created your NMC online account, you have provided evidence of your identification, you have provided evidence of your training and your registration, you have paid your £140. The NMC within 14 days will verify the information that you have given. If they find out that everything is correct, they will alert Pearson VUE. Now, Pearson VUE here is the institution that organizes the NMC Part 1 examination known as the CBT exams. So, NMC UK will contact the Pearson VUE, and Pearson VUE will send you an email to alert you that the NMC UK has alerted them to give you the opportunity to do your CBT exams. Now, those in Ghana, the CBT exam center, that is the Pearson VUE Center, is in Accra, and I know it's in Total House in Accra. Let's say the NMC has approved everything, so we are going on to do our test of competence. Which tests are these? Which tests are the tests of competence the NMC UK require you to do? There are two. The first one is the NMC Part 1 examination, popularly known as the CBT test. CBT test. The second one is the Part 2, which is also known as the OSCE exams, the OSCE exam. Now, OSCE means Objective Structured Clinical Examination. The OSCE exams is like licensure practicals. It's licensure practicals for nurses and midwives in Ghana. That is how the exam is. So looking at further explanation of the two examinations, the first one, that's the is a multiple choice computer-based test. A multiple choice computer-based test. The OSCE is a practical test, okay? The OSCE is a practical test. You need to take the test that's specific to part of the register you are applying to join or rejoin. Now, these are adult nurse, that is the same as what we call general registered nurse or a general nurse. Then mental health nurse or psychiatric nurse, learning disabilities nurse, children's nurse or pediatric nurse, midwife or nurse associate. So just remember, the OSCE and the CBT is specific to the type of nurse that you are. So this is a quick explanation of how the NMC test of competence is like. You don't necessarily have to complete both test of competence before you move on with your registration. So mostly people tend to do the CBT exams in their home country, then they continue with the registration. When they get to the UK, then they do the OSCE exams. So we are going to move on with our registration. The next stage is complete registration application. Complete registration application. And here we are going to provide our health evidence. Now, what are they asking for? We need to know that people applying to join our register meet our health requirement to ensure they can practice safely and effectively. Declaring a health condition and or disability doesn't necessarily mean you won't be able to join our register. We just need to be sure that you have taken steps to manage this so that you are able to practice safely and effectively. Now, the health declaration, what the NMC want to do is within 6 months of your application, the NMC wants you to undergo some health assessment, and this health assessment should be done by either your doctor, your family doctor, or any doctor in any hospital can do this health assessment for you. After providing your health evidence, you need to provide a character evidence, and here, just to summarize it, it is basically a form or a certificate from the police in your home country. showing that you don't have any ongoing criminal activity or criminal case. Okay, now in most foreign countries, this is known as the police clearance certificate. You apply for the police clearance certificate from the police department in your home country. If you are in the UK, this is known as the DBS. If you are in Northern Ireland, this is known as Access NI. After providing this, the next process is providing evidence of English proficiency. Let's move on to the NMC website and look at what the NMC says about the English proficiency. On the NMC website here, they have a couple of ways you can prove that you are proficient in the English language. The first one is using an accepted English language test, which is either the IELT or the OET examination. The second one is by using your training. If you are from an English majority speaking country, okay, then you can use your language to show that you are proficient in the English language. But for applicants in Africa, I would advise everybody to write either the IELT or the OET. The IELT here, you need to write IELT academic. Then the OET, during your registration, you need to select that you want the OET for nursing. Okay, you want the OET for nursing. So this is the English proficiency. Let's move on to the next process. We move on to confirm professional indemnity arrangement. Now, what is professional indemnity arrangement? It is legal requirement for everyone on our register to have an appropriate indemnity arrangement in place from when they practice in their professional capacity. Now, this is simple. So during our scope of work, sometimes we do make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, some of the victims, who are usually the patients we are taking care of, would like to press legal charges against us. Okay, the NMC UK wants you to have a professional indemnity arrangement in place, so that if you make any mistake and a patient wants to take you to court, or a patient wants to press any legal charges, you have some sort of cover for yourself. Now, don't worry, because the institutions that employ you to be a nurse in the UK mostly have this professional indemnity cover for its nurses and midwives. You just need to confirm with your institution which professional indemnity cover that they have. You just need to confirm with them. So we are done with this aspect of the process. Now, the next stage here during the registration is to pay our registration fee. And here, the registration fee that we have to pay is £153. Now, this registration fee is refundable. It's refundable. Remember, we have already paid £140 to check our information. The next process here is verify your information. Verify your information. So they want you to go through all the information that you have given and make sure that you have stated everything correctly. So after you verified your information, you await the NMC's decision. You await the NMC's decision. Now, once we've received all your supporting information, we will aim to assess your application within 30 days. We will then contact you by email to let you know the decision or your next steps. So we have gone through the entire process of applying to the NMC UK. We've looked at the step-by-step process of applying. Whether you are a nurse, you are a midwife, or you are any other type of specialized nurse, yes, you can apply. So you use this process to apply. Okay. I know there are some of you asking, so when do I contact an agency, or when do I start my visa application? Be mindful, the NMC application is different from your visa application. Some people like to contact agencies even before they start the NMC application. But personally, I will advise you that you start the application on your own. You do your IELT exams on your own. You do your CBT exams yourself. Now, after your IELT and CBT exams, then you start looking for agencies to help you apply for your visa for you to go to the UK. Just remember, you also don't specifically need agencies alone. Sometimes you can apply to the hospitals and care homes in the UK yourself. I will do a separate video, a specific video about agencies and hospitals. Then in that video, I will leave some links to some agencies that you can contact to help you in your visa application. Now, before we end this video, let's look at all the monies you'll be paying, the cost implication during your application. So we head on to the NMC-UK website. Now the total cost of fees and tests is £1,170. £1,170. This includes the cost of the CBT and OSCE. If you need to take the test of competence, this cost could be higher if you need to reset the test. Now let's look at the breakdown of the cost here. So the first one was the £140 you pay for your qualification evaluation fee. The second one is the £83 that you pay for your CBT test. The next one is £794 that you pay for your OSCE examinations. The next one, if you write your first OSCE exams and you don't pass, okay, that is if you fail more than 4 stations of your OSCE examination, then you need to pay another £794 to reset the OSCE exams. The next one is with the same OSCE exams, if you fail less than 4 stations, then you will not pay £794, but you pay £397. The registration fee for the whole process is £153. So these are the monies you pay. But I have to explain that usually the hospital or the care home that you are going to work with in the UK or is ready to employ you will take care of the OSCE examination, will also pay you your money for CBT exams, and will pay you the money you spent to register for your IELT or OET. So your OET money, your IELT money, and your OSCE money will all be paid to you by your employer. So that is not money lost. Okay, thank you very much for watching us today. This is Nature and Lifestyle channel. My name is Mordecai. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Please comment and please like this video. Thank you for watching. See you another time.